Shalom, Yasha Allah. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, the Monasai apostles and elders, a great millstone who grew well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushing the great gospel in sincerity and truth. This your brother Tazakai Yahawda
It's Brother Shaki.
from the great millstone Annapolis camp, coming at you another lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing to be edified. Got an article here from valleyfoodshortage.com, and it reads, food shortages coming in 2023. Will food prices go down in 2023? And this article came out December 13th, 2022, the year Yahweh Shai Shai turning up. And it reads, if you're not already stocking your pantry with emergency food supplies, it's time to do so. The World Food Program's Executive Director David Beasley said during the Security Council meeting on May 19, 2022, that he fears food shortages might be coming in 2023 because of the war on Ukraine, with bad weather also adding to the problem. And he also said something in I think it was an Associated Press article that I had. He said that pretty much that the world was knocking on famine's door. You see, so hey, but the but the men of the Lord brought it to you first through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, because why? It's prophecies. These people think that these are just freak accidents and Mother Nature doing this and all that, but we all know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, he's bringing these famines to the world. It's part of his prophecies. Ain't nothing you can do to offset it or to stop it. It says, he stressed that over the past 2 years, there have been a number of food crises around the world. And due to ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the situation around the world is likely to get worse. Also, what else? Not only droughts, not only people not being able to get fertilizer to plant this and plant that, prices rising up. What else been happening? Mysteriously, all these food warehouses, food storage places have been set ablaze somehow. I guess the cow kicked the lantern over on the hay and just burnt the damn warehouse down. That's what they said, or a battery went off. But yeah, those things are also going on as well that contributes to food shortages as well. Rather, if it's all by design, by man, but at the end of the day, it's all by design that you have about Shemashai to happen anyway, right? It's while the food shortage we faced in 2021, 2022 was something we never expected, there are steps we can take now to prevent a similar problem in the future. That's the pride of Esau. All right, you ain't gonna be able to stop nothing. It say the article will list the food items that are predicted to see a shortage and the easiest way to store these foods so they last as long as possible. It say, will food prices go down in 2023? Prices are going to be on the rise due to increasing global demand. With inflation, supply chain bottlenecks, extreme weather conditions, transport issues, and war conflicts in Russia and Ukraine, there will be a significant chance that prices will increase for most products in 2023. Furthermore, food shortages are likely to hit again in 2023. As we know, and only evil has come. Only bad times are coming to this place. It say food shortages are unavoidable. It say in 2022, we have a severe food shortage here in the United States of America. The food shortage was due to a series of unfortunate events that stripped our country of its necessary resources, and now the Russo-Ukrainian war is threatening to cause food shortages in 2023. And if anything, come to mind, you can, bring it out, whatever. Okay. It say, the war began in 2014. It has been going on for more than 8 years. Beasley spoke during a Security Council meeting about the coming food shortages. We're now experiencing an unprecedented food crisis, he warned. Pricing has become our biggest concern due to all the crown storms, but by 2023, it will be a food availability problem. And one thing I will say, me personally, I definitely like to follow the famine. The topic of famine, prophecy of famine, is one of my favorites, and I've been following it ever since especially heavily the past 3 to 4 years. But each and every year, there's always an article that say famines of biblical proportions for 2020, famines of biblical proportions for 2021, and so forth and so on. Same thing going on here, right? Because why? We understand that this is through the spirit of power Yahweh Shemashai to bring forth these prophecies to come to pass, which is going to lead us towards our deliverance. The Lord will be able to elect and you as well. But before all that happened, we know that there's other prophecies got to come to pass before the elect be delivered. But this one, those main prophecies, is going to what? Render in a lot of death to people. They say, Beasley states that the conflict affects many aspects of Ukraine's life, including agriculture. Because of this, the number of people in the world living in severe food insecurity has increased from 276 million to 345 million. Which people say, well, it's 8.8, whatever billion people in the world, but 345 million people, that's a lot of people. And we understand through the spirit that that number is going to keep going up and keep going up and keep going up. Since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, 2022, Beasley also raised the alarm in his recent tweet that there could be a lot of people going hungry if peace isn't reached soon. When a country like Ukraine, which grows enough food for 400 million people, becomes unavailable on the market, Beasley says, it creates the market volatility that we're now seeing. According to many reports, the current situation with food supplies is, in fact, already dire. The WFP predicts that by 2023, there will be a shortage of wheat and corn, which are two staple products in the food supply chain. The reports also estimate that these shortages will increase global food prices and could even trigger a new global recession, right? So, and then if you know, especially living here in Babylon the Great, see, this is how you know the people don't care. They see their prices be on the rise, but have any of your employers said, hey, let's give y'all a pay increase, a pay raise? Yeah, they've done sit down stimulus checks here and there, but shit, that was just for the moment. What about when they're telling you these things gonna keep rising, which they doing on purpose to what? Collapse the economy because they want to do they global reset, so to speak. They want to introduce the fourth industrial revolution, which what's going is what transhumanism want to merge man with machine, which we ultimately know that the time period to come for you to be able to buy or sell is you're gonna have that MOTB. There's no coincidence why all these things are happening and coming to pass. Inflation, hyperinflation, and all this and that. There's been various things like the Weimar Republic. You can go to that Weimar Republic and see what happened to that situation. That's the same thing that they about to do over here in Babylon the Great. And then what? Then you're going to be, when that happened, then a lot of people going to be forced to put their whole faith and whole heart in Esau Edom, even more so than they do now. But we know the elect is going to believe in Yahweh Shemel Shai and ain't got nothing to worry about. They going to eat while everybody else starve.
I got some.
Go ahead.
Give me a second. Popped up in my head. The second Esdras 2:26. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. All right, so yeah, it says right here, be not weary. You know, the elect, you know, we're not gonna be weary. All right, Lord willing, you know, we're part of that number. You know, we're not gonna be weary in them times because Lord, He's saying right here, but thou shalt be merry. All right, we're gonna be in a joyful spirit and have abundance. You know, we're gonna have abundance in, you know, things that we need. All right, but for these other people that's living however they want to live, hey, it says others shall weep and be sorrowful. All right, because the Lord's finna, you know, bring all types of hell upon y'all. All right, that was it on that.
Definitely gonna be weeping and sorrow when you look at your child and you see their ribs to their back, crying and weeping and, you know, gnashing their teeth because you thought everything was gonna be all right, but that pride, you know, thinking ain't nothing, we'll never fall, we'll never be in the stupid, we'll never be brought down low, we'll never be this, we'll never be that. But how about you gonna bring all that to your face, and you're gonna have to deal with it very, very soon. Especially all you jakes who forsake the words of Yahweh Shai Shai, you gonna be sorry too with the rest of these heathens, right? It's scripture say that hey, but it say that it speaks about dying a death of the uncircumcised, which, you know, definitely gonna come in the greater form of those thermonuclear warheads. But what? Everybody who's ultimately uncircumcised going into like the actual heathens, but then you jakes who are uncircumcised in your hearts, in your minds towards Yahweh Shai, right? Like I said. You know, heathen be like, I'm circumcised. No, that, you know, you a heathen. You have nothing to do with this. So you already X'd out. But as far as the jakes, it's like, man, you're going to be left out there to dry. You actually you belong to the only sovereign power that actually exists. But you forsaken him and you trust in this man. Well, guess what? You're going to die the same death of this man. That's what's going to happen to you. the United States is a very self-reliant country when it comes to food. That's a lie. This is a consumer nation. That means what? They depend on food. Yeah, they got their own farms and stuff like that and this and that, but they depend on imports from other countries. That's why China is one of what a great exporter. They countries depend on them to send for stuff that they need, right? But as far as food, like no, this place is very reliant on other countries. That's why they get all the things they get because why they was able to bully them. But now these countries like, man, look, we got other alliances with other stronger, other bigger, scarier, alliances with other nations, so forth and so on, and they gonna turn their back and not give you their food and not depend on you. Right, and say the United States is a very self-reliant country when it comes to food. We produce a lot of our own food domestically and don't rely much on other countries to feed ourselves. Only about 50% of the country's overall food supplies is imported from abroad. And you can't believe them when they talk about these numbers. Trust and believe that. Then why was it a scary? Okay, if that's the case, when they had all those ships out there in the West Coast just sitting there, everybody was, now it's just where we got a supply chain disruption. Food shortages here, food shortages there. You was depending on the planes to come in, the ships to come in to bring what food. That's why you can't believe what these devils talk about. They just lie. But like I said, I can't credit. They do have farms and stuff like that, and you got places where you grow stuff this and that. But hey, when Esau Edom was running the land, man, the ground, the land itself don't yield forth the fruit to its utmost ability when Esau's in power. That goes into what they was cursed with, back in Genesis. Okay. Right? But it goes on to say, however, this can be a double-edged sword. It's great that we don't have to rely on other countries to feed ourselves, but it becomes problematic when we can't produce enough food and don't have the infrastructure in place to import food in bulk. See? First they said we good, but now we not. This man is double-minded, man. You can't believe what they talk about. Furthermore, even though we can produce a majority of our food in the United States, we import many of the pesticides and fertilizers that help us produce these crops from other countries, including the European Union and Russia. See, so when they making Russia be the big bad guy, the big bad wolf, what they still doing, dealing with them and buying stuff from them. But they turned everybody, this whole situation happened early in the year, to everybody hate them. But then when they was talking about this and putting sanctions on, what they was doing is still buying oil from them. This is the devil that the Bible speaks of. It says, since Ukraine and Russia are currently having a war, it's creating problems for U.S. farmers, especially since fertilizer have become scarce. With this fertilizer crisis right around the corner, U.S. food production is in an uncomfortable position. Fertilizer is vital for all kinds of crops, including food crops. Without it, our food supply will be impacted significantly. See? The problem is that most of the fertilizer we need is imported from Ukraine and Russia. Russia has been the biggest supplier of fertilizers. Therefore, fertilizer prices are increasing with the ongoing war, resulting in increased prices on most items. Say food items that are likely to face shortages, wheat and corn shortages. According to the S&P Global, Russia is a major contributor of wheat worldwide, ranked number 1 in exports. Additionally, we found that the Great Plains drought of 2021 had a negative impact on U.S. production and pushed prices up by as much as 40%. That was just at the beginning of 2022, and I went over that as well in the earlier lessons. Most recently, U.S. wheat production has been impacted by what? Unprecedented dry weather, droughts, reported by Reuters in the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Bob Kushak, can you grab Second Ezra, I believe it's 6, verse 22. It says, dry weather reported by Reuters in the U.S. Department of Agriculture. As of October 20th, greater than 80% of the United States faces abnormally dry conditions, raising the risk for the 2023. Going to what? Going to your droughts. The dry season, arid season, rain, it's not raining as we need, right? Mm-hmm. This is all part of prophecies. Okay, there's other scriptures that go into droughts too, but just to get this quick one.
I got it.
Got it, okay.
2 Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
And that's what's going to happen. These places that was always sown, and what was been happening, these places that was always sown with food and water and drink and all the things that you need, as far as commodities that you consume, it says suddenly you're going to be what?
And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
They're going to appear unsown. They're going to appear empty. They're not going to have no resource you can go back to. That's why you go on some food stores, you see a whole row of them, there ain't shit in there. But they put a curtain over there with the food that's supposed to be there to trick your ass. You thought you better get you some salt, there ain't shit there. Just giving an example, not saying salt is, hey, that's also, going up as well, but even still, those places that was sown, they're appearing unsown. Go ahead.
The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Exactly. Or they're going to be found empty. Also, they also being found burnt up as well, because somebody's burning all these goddamn food storages up. Go ahead.
Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound.
And that's what's sounding right now, the trumpet. What does a trumpet do? It warns you. And that's what the men of the Lord, to the Spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, who he has sent to be a prophet to the nations, ultimately to the elect first for salvation, but a preacher of destruction to the rest of the nations, the 2/3. The trumpet is being sounded. Go ahead.
Which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid.
That's why they try to demonize us, saying that we're fearmongers, we're warmongers, we're extremists, we're this, and we're terrorists, we're this and that, because they scared of the words of Yahweh Shai. All you people who claim that you believe in the Lord, man, you people are liars. And when he cracked them clouds, and before he even cracked those clouds, all these various ways that he got for people to die, you gonna feel it. And then when he do crack them clouds, you still here, he gonna kill you. Go ahead.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
Yeah, because when the time period comes, man, we just cracked the beer with Jeff 2 weeks ago, but now it's food shortages. And you ain't got it, but Jeff May got it. You gonna be waiting for him. Waiting for it to get dark. You gonna go outside, let Sparky out. You gonna hit his ass with a bat. Y'all gonna be fighting, right? And not even at your house, but people gonna be fighting in stores. They, grabbing for the last piece of bread, this and that, gonna be fighting. But yeah, the people who you love, call your friends, man. Hey, your belly rumbling and in the back, your back, man. The hell with our friendship. I want your food, right? They gonna fight against each other. And eventually, gonna turn into what? Killing each other for food. Go ahead.
And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
Right, because great fear is coming. It's happening right now. People scared. They worried. They want to know what's going on. That's why they're trying to do, censor everything, take the truth off, try to get rid of the truth, which at the end of the day, go ahead, because that's part of the prophecies as well. That's when we know we definitely have to close the curtains, so to speak, in this ministry. Go ahead.
The springs of the fountain shall stand still.
And that's what I was going to as far as those droughts, right? The springs going to water and stuff like that, but like a lot of these reservoirs, they being dried out. They ain't been getting the rain that they needed. So here's your droughts. And like he said, one of the things that's impacting it is the weather. In dry conditions, that's your droughts, right? People was rationing waters and stuff in various places too. Man, it's been pretty much all the West Coast from the beginning of the year. It's been 80% of the West Coast been full of droughts, even sometimes up to 90%, depending on the article that you read. But severe droughts is coming, and that's impacting the growth of production as well, as far as food in Babylon the Great. That's all of that.
That's a little bit more.
Oh, that's also like it.
And in 3 hours they shall not run.
Right, so it ain't gonna run, right? They said, yeah, you're not gonna have that water that you need that's supposed to help sustain these crops. Right? And it's gonna be a shortage. You're gonna be getting bottled waters and shit to bottles of water to water your plants and stuff, but then that ain't gonna be wise because you ain't got no water to drink any damn way. So you're just gonna be too through over here in Babylon the Great. Right? It's right here, read. They say, as of October 20th, greater than 80% of the United States faces abnormally dry conditions. See? Raising the risk for the 2023 harvest. Bread shortages. According to MASH reports, because of the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, it is unlikely that production in Ukraine will improve anytime soon. With the beginning of harvesting season in July of this year, crop production in Ukraine declined by 35 to 45%. Shit, you could just say 50. Say compare against last year's numbers, Russia and Ukraine are two of the biggest cereal grain exporters, accounting for about 20% of global cereal grain production. With the conflict in Ukraine, Russia's grain production has been disrupted. Experts speculate that there could be a significant global cereal grain supply shortage as early as 2023. They also predict that this shortage may cause a struggle to obtain the necessary ingredients to make bread, resulting in bread shortages in 2023. They say canned food and pet food. According to Click Orlando, the great aluminum shortage is still continuing. Crown, labor shortages, the Russo-Ukrainian war, increased demand, and the ongoing supply chain crisis are all to blame. And we will probably have no end in sight until 2023. Well, that's what they hope. It's going to get worse. Hopefully, we deliver in 2023. Say when the world hopefully moves back towards normalcy after all these crises, but ain't no normalcy coming back. Scripture say we would have healed Babylon, right? And I know let's talk about America, but even the whole world itself, man, the whole world's gonna continue to be, say the earth languisheth and in mourneth, right? Ain't nothing gonna get, ultimately defiled under the habits thereof, because what they do. But at the end of the day, ain't no normalcy, ain't no calm spirit and happy and jovial spirit coming back to the world. Absolutely not. It says, these supply issues have caused, this is your new normal, being in panic and fear and anguish and despair. That's your new normal. Being hungry and shit. These supply issues have caused prices for aluminum-based products, such as canned vegetables, meats, and soda to increase significantly. And it says how to prepare for the 2023 food shortage. The 2023 food shortage is upon us. It's time to get prepared. But how much food to store, what to store, and what are the best food shortage options? These might be a few questions on your mind. The best way to prepare for this food shortage is by stocking up on essentials now, right? But you can stock up on that, but when Jacob's trouble hit, you're going to have people running through, everybody's house is taking your shit. You could be storing up food that the Lord is going to deliver unto the elect. We got scripture say about the troops gonna come in, like my man spoiling, taking your goods and stuff like that. So I mean, don't get me wrong, those who the believers, it's okay to stock up on the little things, but don't be like these hoarder people putting their faith and their self in what they stocking, because a lot of stuff they stocking, they not gonna even eat their damn self when the time period comes. It say canned foods are a common staple in many preppers' food stocks. These are inexpensive, easy to store, and convenient to use. However, unfortunately, highly acidic items such as tomatoes only have a shelf life of 12 to 18 months. Canned foods that are lower in acidity, such as canned chicken or vegetables, last a little longer, but still only last 2 to 5 years. Even rice, as an essential part of food storage, only lasts 6 months if unmilled. So brown rice. Those that are looking to save time, money, and effort may want to consider buying freeze-dried food or dehydrated emergency food supplies. These foods have a shelf life of 25 years, and thus remove the need for restocking every few months or years. That's a lot longer than any fresh produce or canned foods you're likely to buy at the grocery store. We always recommend investing in an emergency food supply because it's the easiest way to get into prepping and takes the least amount of time to build a long-lasting food supply with a 25-year shelf life. It says the bottom line for the food shortages coming in 2023, food shortages look set to hit the world again in 2023. Not just a little shortage, but one that will likely impact everyone. We should prepare for this crisis now, and by doing so, we may be able to prevent further crises, which is not going to be able to happen. It's a part of prophecies. Furthermore, the price of food and ingredients is also likely to rise dramatically next year as a result of inflation and supply chain bottlenecks. Families should consider methods of food storage now before the prices start rising. And again, the article said food shortages coming in 2023, will food prices go down in 2023. And we hope to pray into the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai that it does it gets worse and the prices still go up and everything just this whole system just implode within itself. That's what we hoping for. But y'all hoping for peace, safety, and security. You're not gonna get it calling on Jeebus. And he's definitely not gonna get it if you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel. Don't give a damn who you are.
I got some.
Real quick. Okay.
This is Ezekiel 7:25. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. All right, and the Lord is destroying this place. All right, you see that the Lord is bringing famines upon this place. All right, and it says they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Y'all gonna be looking for peace. All right, y'all gonna be trying to do things that's to prevent this famine. All right, but hey, what the Lord wants is gonna happen. All right, That's it on that.
Oh yeah, like I said, ain't no peace coming, man. Only death and destruction. All that hoping and wishing and praying, man, that's all for naught. Like I said, y'all been hoping and calling on Jeebus, ain't nothing happening in y'all favor. But we pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to bring these things to pass, and look whose prayers being answered. right? Going to so this is second Ezra chapter 16. I'm gonna start at verse 17. It reads, "Woe is me, woe is me." Woe meaning what? Destruction, calamities. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And this is spoken by the prophet, Ezra, who was a man of the Lord. But what Yahweh was showing him, it was a terrible, devastating time. And he like, damn, it's so bad. What about me? Who gonna deliver me? But we understand that what? The elect are going to be delivered through the spirit of the power of Yahweh Shabbat Shai. Right? It reads, it's like in verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, right? The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. So the beginning of all these tumultuous, calamities, the beginning of these perilous times is coming, right? And like it says, sorrows and great mournings. Y'all talking about everything. We want normalcy. No, sorrows and great mournings are coming, right? The beginning of famine, right? Food shortages, and what? Great death. A lot of people is about to die. They're going to continue to die. It's going to get ramped up more and more, right? The beginning of wars, right? It's talking about the Russo-Ukrainian war. You got these other nations talking against each other. War games going on, these proxy wars, these civil wars, so forth and so on. All these things are going on pursuant to the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And the power shall stand in fear, right? The power standing in fear. Even from the top of the elites, they in fear too, because they know that all these things come to pass. They trying to stop it, but they can't stop the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So they know what? That they drawing nigh to the end of their rulership, to where what? They're going to be plunged head first into slavery, and then all matters of death going to come to them. Also, the rest of the Edomites and the rest of the heathens, y'all about to go into slavery, but just starting from the top, right? It say, the power shall stand in fear, so going even down to what? Your presidents, your governors, your mayors, city officials, whatever the case may be, even to all the lesser illuminators of the elites. All of them standing in fear, shivering and shaking in their boots. And we ain't got to speak about Joe Sixpack and the commoners, the Goyim, what they call. Man, we know y'all shaking in y'all boots, but then again, a lot of y'all not, because y'all don't see what's going on. Y'all in darkness. But when the light gets shed on what's going on, you definitely going to be in fear as well. They say, what shall I do when these evils shall come to pass? And we know that the elect going to do what? Believe and trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's what the elect going to do. It say, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges. A scourge is when you get scourged by something, it's a item, a utensil for punishment, for amendment. What's an amendment? For correction. So the Lord sending plagues, He sends famines, He sends tribulation and anguish, as punishments to correct you. That's what He's saying. But they say what? But for all these things, right? But for all those scourges you're getting, for all these things, they shall not turn for their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. See, Jacob be crying, and oh my God, Ray Ray was killed, and this and that, because Ray Ray's in the gangs, he's in the streets. But then what happened? Your ass still, you see what happened? It's just changed my life. I can't believe it. But then what? The next day you hopping off the porch still in the streets, right? Or Pookie get ran over by a car. Man, I ain't gonna be doing this no more. I'm gonna stay in the house, this and that. What Pookie do? Get back out in the streets and get hit by a car by his enemies again. Or whatever sad thing that may happen. See, Jake, not just Jake, but just the people, they don't be always mindful of what Yahweh Bashim Shai is saying to wake their ass up. So say what? They going to continue in their wickedness. And we know eventually what's going to happen is you're not going to be given all these chances to turn back. The Lord going to put your ass to death. It says, nor always be mindful of the scourge. So they're not going to care about it. But guess what? More of them going to come. It's going to get worse and worse. Verse 21, behold, victuals, which victuals can go into food, but also just commodities that you need, right, shall be so good cheap upon earth. But hey, but they saying what? That the prices have gone up in real time anyway, but they gonna go up more and more. So eventually they ain't gonna be that cheap. And then eventually for you to get them, you're gonna have to have that Karag made you to even get it. It say that they shall think themselves to be the good case. It's all good, Ooh, we still got Burger King. Still can get even Burger King, they had a $1 cheeseburger. That motherfucker done there $3 now. So things ain't so cheap no more. I don't even think McDonald's got $1 menu no more. You may get your little $3 bundle, but it ain't $1. You through if you ain't got $1 back in the day. Well, I can say back in the day, I ain't that old, but a few years ago, $1.10 get you a McChicken. You get $2. You got $2.14. You got a chicken and a drink. That's a meal damn near. You can't get that no more. So the prices is going up. Inflation, the hyperinflation, man, everything's going up. So you're not going to be in a good case. It's saying even then so when that's happening, even then shall evils, bad times grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. The Lord's going to continue to destroy this place, destroy this rulership. Send lamentations, calamities and woes to the world. And it says what? For many of them that dwell upon earth, right? So people that's on earth, that's living right now, shall perish. So it says shall, which is something that you are going to do. It's definite for it to happen to you. It's inevitable. Shall perish of what? Famine, lack of bread, lack of water, lack of food. Just a lack of anything. Even famines of gas and oil and power, all that stuff is coming. But we know the focal point is just of food shortages. They say in the other that escaped, so I escaped. I found a piece of bread, or eating mud pies, and I was able to sustain myself. Well, guess what? And the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. So there's a judgment set for you, no matter if you escape the famine. If you're 2/3, you will these heathens, and it's a lot for you to die, you gonna die. Just to put a disclaimer out, if you hear when Yahushua cracked them clouds during World War III, and you over here in Babylon the Great, if you're not elect, you're dead. Point blank period. I don't give a damn who you are. You're not elect, you are finished. You over there in the land of Israel, you over there, you know how to elect, you are finished. All y'all gonna die for sure. But we know, definitely, just to add that out there, but a lot of people definitely gonna die by not having the food that they need to not be sustained. Yes, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
Ezekiel 5:16.
Oops, lucky. Ezekiel 5:16.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. All right, and the Lord said He's going to increase the famine upon the wicked. All right. Mm-hmm. So the wicked out here, y'all finna be starving. All right. It says, and will break your staff of bread.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say something?
No, just
Okay. It says, and will break your staff of bread, so that basically just famine. All right. Verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it. So that's all. Just judgments. All right, for the wicked. All right, mm-hmm. Evil beasts, famines. All right, the sword. So the wicked. Just like Hezekiah, y'all not gonna be able to escape. Death. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it on that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a way for you. It's definitely a way for you to die if it's allotted for you. Like you brought out, man. We talk about families, of course, but they talk about evil beasts, people getting eaten by alligators, dogs eating you, lions, mountain lions, pestilence, blood. Some type of violence. Man, it's a death is gonna find you if it's allotted for you. Ain't no putting it off, right? I got you. What I'm saying?
Nah.
Okay, I got one as well. This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13. It say what? Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously. Now look, when was the land, the earth, the ground, when was that ever given law, statutes, commandments? It wasn't. So the land that it's speaking of is the people who govern or live over the land, right? So who's in rulership now? Esau. Earth is getting to the hand of the wicked, to the son of perdition, right? By trespassing grievously, what they do, they trespass. They cast the laws of Yahweh Shah behind them. They don't care about none of them. They don't even give the land Sabbath. That's part of the law. They don't even do that. So by trespassing grievously, right? It ain't like a light thing. Ain't no trespass is light, but they do it grievously, right? Let's see what that word grievously in the blue letter mean real quick. Also like it. Go to the grievously. Is that my y'all? My all. No, here Esau.
I got some in Google.
Well, for okay. Let me see. They probably don't give us the definition. They say unfaithful, treacherous, but go ahead and get that because I knew they weren't going to have nothing. Go ahead.
To a very severe or serious degree.
Right, so you trespassing to a very serious degree. Like to the utmost of grievous, like the utmost, disrespectful way to trespass against your out. Watch your shot. You just, and then not that you're doing it, you love to do it. Right? You hate righteousness. You love wickedness. So to a great degree, that's how you trespass against your Yahweh Shai. To a severe. You had a little more?
Nah.
Okay, it's cool. Say, so then will I stretch out my hand upon it, right? He ain't gonna stretch out his hand to help you. No, he gonna stretch out his hand to what? Destroy you, to punish you. And will break the staff of bread thereof. What's the breaking the staff of bread meaning? What? Sending famines, sending food shortages, sending bottlenecks, supply chain disruptions. So you can't feed your people or ultimately feed yourself. Now we know the elites, they're gonna feed themselves, but just for your nation, your counterparts, the other Edomites, and then the people, the undesirables here in Babylon the Great and the rest of the world, man, the staff of bread gonna be breaking from them. Again, like we said, when the time period comes, you don't got the Quran, but you ain't gonna be able to eat nothing any damn way. Right? So it's the Lord Yahweh Shai breaking the staff. It ain't, there's a drought's coming and we're not getting no rain and the locusts is eating everything, which is all part of the prophecy, but no, it's Mother Nature, and no, it's Yahweh Shai sending it. And say what? And will send famine upon it and will cut off man and beast from it. And that's what Yahweh Shai is doing. He's sending the famine, the lack of food, to what? Cut off man and beast. Because what? The beast is what you need to eat. So not only, of course, the clean beast, but, the beast is, when you eat your chicken, your beef, and, y'all eat pork and stuff like that, but he gonna cut them, he gonna kill them. So then you definitely ain't gonna be able to eat them. Then you ain't gonna be able to get the vegetation of the earth. So what's gonna be next? You got something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gonna get what's gonna be next. We probably gonna close out with that. But they say verse 14, not with that, but what I was talking about. It say verse 14 say, though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it. Because why? It say, through much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom. So what? The elect going to be around when all these things come to pass. The elect around right now while these things going on. And again, as we speak, Lord willing, we be of that number, and those who are tuning in sincerely be of that number. We're in it. They shall not deliver but their own souls. By their righteousness, said Yahweh Shai power. So you can't lean on another man to deliver you. No, you got to work out your own salvation in fear and trembling. Right? Yeah, we here with each other to help each other, but hey, it's about your path. It's about what you do. Enter ye in at the straight gate, right? Only one can go in at a time. So yeah, you got the brotherhood to, we don't want none of the brothers to fail, but at the end of the day, you gotta, you gotta work out your own salvation, right? In fear and trembling, you gotta do this sincerely. That gotta be within you. But we understand that who going to be delivered through all these things? Noah, Daniel, Job, they symbolize who? The elect. So the elect going to be delivered for their righteousness that Yahweh Shai imputed unto them to do in this time of grace that we have to right what we did, which was wrong, to receive mercy from Yahweh Shai. Lord, will we be predestinated to be in that number? Say you got something?
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. All right, who's been walking in great pride? Mainly Esau, and of course these other nations and Jake out here. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all shoot away the Lord. All right, y'all ain't want to hear nothing about the Lord in His word. All right. So the Lord said, for many great miseries shall be done to them. All right, what's those miseries? Famines, swords, pestilence. All right, y'all even gonna be getting plagued by apparitions, things of that nature. All right.
All right, just a few examples as the brother's going into as part of the prophecies.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
So yeah, many great miseries shall be done to them. All right, so y'all gonna be in the midst of all these great miseries. All right, y'all gonna be getting killed by them. The Lord might just, let you escape. Let you escape like a lion or something. But you scared of shit. But next thing you know, you think you safe. You think you safe, and the next thing you know, it's a nigga right there hungry as hell. All right, and so he about to eat your ass.
You go to like that's like Amos 5,
Yep.
ran from a bear to put your hand on. Oh, I got away. They put your hand on the wall. A snake bite your ass.
Sure.
Pretty much, ain't no escape.
God.
Judgment gonna find you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
So it says, because they have, yeah, that's it on that.
Like they said, they had walked in great pride. Meaning what? We would never be low. We would never be down. We will always be on top. Rise up. That's the spirit of Esau, either. But then also Jake too. Man, we live in America. We live in the greatest country alive in the world that's ever around. But guess what? That same great country, as you've not seen, is being torn down from the inside out, circling the drain, then they're in the water. This place is through.
Okay.
So to the pride of the cities of people shall be troubled. That's in 2 Corinthians 15. You're going to be in trouble through your pride, your high-mindedness of this place, thinking that it'll never be brought down low. Right? And this place is sitting in the dust. It started right now. This place is in confusion. People, what the hell is going on? That's why I say, in great confusion going to be coming into the world. This place is getting brought set in the dust in the lowest state, right before your eyes, but you don't see it because you're blind. But best believe, when your ass hungry, in your stomach and your back, you're going to consider these things. It's going to come to your memories. Oh, that's what they just talk about. That's why I said, then thou shalt know that the prophet had been among them. Because ultimately the words that Yahweh Shemashai was among you, and you didn't take heed. So what's going to be allotted for you is going to be rightfully so given unto you from your disobedience. Yeah, more on that?
Mm-mm.
All right, we can end it off with this. Let's see if you got something else. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. It say, they that be slain with the sword, right? So put this in your mind. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. So it's better for somebody to cut your damn head off, to blow your head off. Better for you to get smashed by 2 damn Mack trucks. It's better for you to die a violent, bloody way than for you to be slain with hunger. For these pine away, right? Deteriorate. What happens? You get to eating the muscle, right? And people just think about the muscle that's in your arms and your legs. Your organs is muscles too. Your body eat away your kidneys, your pancreas, your liver, your intestines, the heart, the brain, that eats all that away because it's lacking food. Then you get the hallucinating and this and that. You just be deranged and all this and that. Man, the starving to death is a horrible way to go. It's one of the worst ways to die. They say, for these pine away stricken through, for what? The want of the fruits of the field. Food shortages, you're not going to have it. Droughts, it's not water. The water's not. It's not. Falling from the sky to what? To bring water. Saying to make the plants and stuff grow. Right? That's what it goes. The irrigation that it needs is not coming. So what's happening? If you plant some seeds, ain't no water coming. What the hell gonna grow there? Dry conditions, arid land, right? And then you're going to be stricken through for the wants of the fruits of the field. Meaning, you're going to be stricken through deteriorating because, why? I'm hungry, I need something to eat, but it's not there. It's not present for you, right? What's going to end up happening? The hands of the pitiful woman. Now, mind you, this happened to us in times past. So if it didn't happen to the people, the children of Yahweh Shemashai, how much more to the rest of you heathens in this time period? You 2/3. It already happened to us before. But it's going to happen to the rest of the world as well. The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden. Sodden goes to boiling or to cooking, roasting their own children. So I ain't got nothing to eat. I'm delirious. You go look to Timmy in the corner. Y'all going to fuck Timmy up and y'all going to eat him. Timmy going in the oven. He put a goddamn tomato in his mouth. Apple in his mouth. Timmy going in the oven. He probably going to have no tomato in there. They're going to have I don't know. Put a tennis ball in his damn mouth, Timmy threw. And then Matilda next, the dog next, and then y'all gonna look at each other like, yeah, you sleepy, honey? And then yeah, y'all gonna eat each other. That means what? Cannibalism is coming back because why? The lack of bread. They say what? Because they were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. That's what it's coming down to. That's what's boiling down to. Yes. The Lord said he formed light and create darkness. Yes, the Lord appoints stuff like this to happen. For why? Because for your sins and your transgressions and your iniquities against him, being his people, but to you heathens, oh well. Who cares? Because we don't. We only care about in this time period, us being the hope elect, Lord, we only care about the elect of the nation of Israel. Now we have compassion for our people, but hey, at the end of the day, hey, shit. A lot of our people, man, they hate Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, so we with him. We ain't with y'all. They say, don't I hate them that hate thee? Say, you guys are haters. We don't give you preaching hate. We don't care. Guess what? Everything that we preach through the Spirit of the Lord gonna happen. No matter what you want to call us, no matter how you point at us, no matter what, it's gonna happen. Take that up with him with your ass in the spirit world. Right? And that's really all I had on that. Good?
Yeah.
So, hey man, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to sincere Akim while Akwakim out there listening. We want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, the balance of our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushes great gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom, Yasha Allah, Abide Babal.
Shalom.
Shalom.